Well, gang, out here surveying some of the damage after the storm that we just had, the tropical storm Isaias or whatever they called it. And not too far from where I live, around the corner from me, we have this little one-lane bridge and a creek that goes under it that has flooded out many times in the years of me growing up, but I've never this bad. And yes, that is actually a car. Somebody drove in there, and that's probably about 6 inches of the roof sticking up through. Somebody was just through here with a kayak, went in and checked to make sure that there's nobody in the car. So no one is in the car, but they just left it. And it's I've never seen it this deep before. It's kind of crazy. So as you can see from here where I'm standing now, you can see the yard over here is pretty well flooded too, all the way up to their shed there, which I've seen that before, you know, growing up, but that car really boggles my mind. I've never seen that happen before. That's prime example. If you see a flooded road, do not drive through it. Is it really worth losing your car to try to save what, 2-3 minutes of your drive time? Because you're not saving anything, because now you're out of car. And they just left it here. Nobody knows whose it is, and it's in the middle of the lane, so when the water does go down, that's going to be blocking the road now. So nobody's going to be able to get through until it gets towed out. Just can't believe it. Give you another look here. I have no idea what kind of car it is or anything. I can't even tell by the roof. Like I said, one of the neighbors that I know stopped, and he had a kayak. He went out in a kayak and he checked it, opened the doors, made sure no one was in it. So, and another neighbor just told me that the fire company was here and the state police were here, and the car's been in there since before it got this high. So it's known about, at least, and there's no victims that we're aware of. So I'm gonna try to probably go around and see what other damage there is around and other flooding. So alright, so it's a couple hours later, and I decided to, after spending a little time cleaning up my own yard, decided to take a little drive and check out some of the area around us. And I'm at the next spot, which is not too far from the first bridge. And this is all underwater. You can see that there's a roadway here. This actually used to be a camp. There used to be bungalows here. And this is all ground right here. The creek actually is beyond those trees right there. So that's how far up the water came. It's up in where the bungalows used to be. There's still bungalows on the other side. You can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's one over there that's kind of pretty close to this level. There, see it right there. Yeah, there you go. So there's one right there. So like I said, the water's been receding. Let's see if there's any marks on this excavator here. See how high it was through here. I don't really see any marks on it of how high it got, but the tracks themselves are all wet, so it was probably above the tracks. So that bungalow probably got some water in it. But this roadway actually goes all the way back to there, and there's a little parking area where people go fishing through here. And then over this way, you can see there's a bridge, which you see there's traffic stopping on it right now. There's water flowing on the other side, where it's running across the road and people are driving through. Now, it just so happens that there's a member of one of the local fire companies who's fire police, that's him right there in the yellow jacket, lives right there. So of course he's out here directing traffic through it. So that's kind of cool that he's doing that. So we'll take a walk up, see what we can see up there. Yeah, see, all this here is not normally underwater. This is all grass under here. Like I said, the edge of the creek is just on the other side of these trees right here. So that's how much that it's come out of the banks. And you can see how well it's flowing pretty good. So. And you can see the trees on the other side. That's where the other side of the creek actually is, and the water's beyond that. So the other bridge is actually up that way, which we're going to go back up that way and check from the other side. I do have an update on that. The water is receding over there too, and I did check it out earlier. It turns out that car is actually a Mercedes. So you can see right here, the water actually got up to right there. So about 4 feet away from where I'm at. That's how high it got through here. And it was over top of this bridge by the looks of it. I see debris over the bridge. Give you a look over here. Alright, so we'll continue on, take a look at the other side of the bridge. Now again, here you can see the actual creek edge is right along here. And then on this side, it's right along where this tree is, where these couple trees are right here. So that's all the wider it really is, but with the flooding, it's going over the bank. So there's somebody gonna drive through. Maybe. Maybe not, because I turned my camera. And here he comes. He's going to play it Ford tough. Definitely do not recommend driving through. I mean, obviously he had a pickup truck and had the ground clearance to do that, but at the same time, you can see how well that water's flowing, so that could cause you to slide off the road. You can see this right here is an entrance going to this camp over here where these bungalows are, and you can't even access it right now. So see if this car is going to come through. Nope, they changed their mind. Oh, here comes one. Yep, follow the leader. See if they make it.
Nice to have a kayak now.
Yeah, right? Alright, well, take a look at this side here. You can see how the water's like splashing up on the road right here a little bit. So this was all underwater. It was all the way up the bridge here. And this is normally all brush. This isn't normally underwater here either. So it just goes to show how quickly water can rise with flash flooding. Now, if you're wondering, this road is actually Summersville Road. It's in Milford Township, Bucks County. Not too far from the overpass for the northeast extension of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. There's a branch right there. It's kind of floating. So here's the next spot. This road is a common place for having flooding, as you can see here. It's actually got a nice little riptide going over here. The ditches are pretty well full. This doesn't really look too bad to drive through. Actually, it's cold. Yeah, see, I'm, in my flip-flops as usual, and I can feel the current on my feet just walking into it. So, you can see this ripple right here. Yeah, I can actually move it with my foot. Kind of funny. You can reshape it. So yeah, it's all wet back in there too. So again, I mean, this is a couple hours later after the storm has already left the area. So it's receding now, and I'm sure this was where that cone is, all the way up to where that cone is. It was probably flooded because it's all wet. You can see how wet it is. So this entire area was flooded. So it's working its way back down right now. Somebody lose their hat? Steelhawks? Guess we'll watch them go through. So here's a spot where a tree came down on power lines. I haven't been noticing as I'm driving around. I can hear generators running, so the power is definitely out in this neighborhood. So we'll continue on to the next spot, and if I see anything between here and there, I'll fill you in. Here we got a good bit of debris and some trees down. Been partially cleared, but this road isn't highly traveled because This bridge where we're going to right now is actually closed, so it's mostly local residents only that use this road. So it'll probably be on one of the last ones on the list to get cleaned up. And so here's the next spot. This is again, this is another camp over here, and with bungalows. All this is not normally underwater, but this is a common one where when this bridge was open, as a kid I used to come here a lot. Even during the floods, I would come ride my bike through here or walk through here, or you know, whatever. But the bridge, like I said, it used to be open and cars would still drive through it. In fact, when I was towing, I actually pulled a car out of here one time. That was right about where that clump of branches is. So this has a really good current going, so I can actually, yeah, I'm not going to walk through this. What I'll do is I'll go back around the other side, because I can actually drive down to the bridge and come onto the bridge from the other side and show you from there. Because from here I can see it's just under the bridge, the roadway, the actual roadway. And this is an open steel grate bridge. But again, you can see the water was almost all the way up to where I'm parked, and it's receded back to here. And it's still flowing pretty good. Now this is all the same creek as the last bridge I was at, and the small bridge actually runs into this as well, where the car is. So here, like I said, this is actually under construction. There was a bridge that used to cross this part of the creek here, and you can see how well the water is flowing from there. Which I can actually go around and come back to that side, and there's a parking lot over there that I can park and get a better look from that side, because they do have this posted, no trespassing. That's why I'm not really going any further than this. So we'll do that. We'll take a ride around to the other side and get a better look, closer look at the water from there. So here's another interesting, I got a tree came down, pulled the wires down, actually pulled the pole down too. I actually just had somebody flag me down, stop me to let me know about it, tell me about it, which I'm actually probably not a good idea to be standing underneath these wires. I don't know if they're live or not. I'm gonna guess they're probably not, but better to be safe than sorry. But I guess he drove through it. He said I can probably fit through it, and by the looks of it, yeah, it looks like I can fit through it. It does look like somebody drove through the grass and went around through here, so I can see tire tracks through the grass here. So I guess we'll walk around that way. So you can actually hear the water flowing through the ditch along the side of the road here, but yeah, that's pretty intense. Here comes a car. Let's get this guy coming through as he's flying through. Yep, you'll be on YouTube. Driving like an asshole. Sorry, excuse my language. Like, really, there's no need for that. It's like, whatever. People are going to do what they're going to do. Can't stop them. So yeah, whenever they get around. Now, where I'm at now, I'm actually in Montgomery County. So it's just kind of weird where I'm at. I'm pretty close to the Montgomery County line. So I've crossed over, you go further up the road this way, that's where the line is. So this is actually, I believe this is Milford Township, Montgomery County. I'm not 100% sure. It could be, I know it's considered Green Lane. The mailing address out here is Green Lane, so it might be, I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. I don't know, but this is interesting over here too, because there's like this rock driveway coming down, and you can see the water just flowing down the rocks. Right down to the ditch by the road, and there's actually a culvert pipe right here. Alright, move on to the next spot. Alright, so here's the next bridge. As you can already see, the road's pretty well flooded there. They do actually have this blocked off. Fire police are here, and they have this side blocked off because it's this one's definitely pretty deep. Again, I'm familiar with this bridge too. You can actually see the water was up here. It was running all the way up to here, and it pushed down all the tall grass right there. So all this where I'm standing right now was underwater, and the bridge is all the way over there. I haven't even gotten to the bridge yet. So a few years back when I was with the fire company, actually somebody did drive through this and went off into the creek and got swept down underneath, that they had to use a ladder truck to do a rescue to get the people off. They actually got to the roof of the car, so they had to put the ladder truck out, park it on the bridge, and extend it out to get them out and send rescue boats in as well. So again, it's just, you can't say it enough. I mean, look how much that water's flowing. That'll just sweep you right away. I wouldn't even walk through that, let alone try to drive through it. So back to the other side. I was actually wanting to see if this, I don't know, he's coming to check it out too. So here's a look at the front of the Mercedes now. And you can see where I'm at. The water was all the way up into here, which in all the years that I've lived here, I've never seen it come up on this side of the road, or the bridge rather. So this is pretty wild. So hopefully somebody comes and tows this thing out before it gets dark. Alright, so as I'm getting close to it, the asphalt's been buckled up again. This happened last year, and this was the repair job that the state did, because this is a state road. And you can see how heaved up this is. That's pretty bad. And it actually flipped this piece over. So they're going to be... You can see here we're like overlapped over top of this other piece here. So that's probably what happened. He probably drove into this, and from it being heaved up, that's what got him stuck. Looks like somebody did try to pull it out, because the bolt, or the loop for hooking to it's hooked. Oh yeah, see, I'm walking in it and I can feel it. And here you can see how high the water was. You can see the water line as it comes down. So right here was the highest point on here. And it's all full of mud and stuff. Like I said, they made sure that nobody was in it, but yeah, the last I checked, the water was up to here, which I'll put that picture. Actually, it shows it's all the way up into here. So it got over the roof. Shame, but that's what happens. So earlier I was on this side, and you can see how wet, where the wet line is, all the way up there. That's how far up the water was. And like I said, in all my time of living here, I've never seen it up that far before. And you can't really, I mean, I can barely see my feet in this, with how brown the water is. But you know, driving into something like this, you're really taking a risk, because I mean, look at this asphalt. You're just asking for trouble with that. Insane. I actually have some pictures that I took the last time. I'll include them in to show the damage from the last time. It's actually not, it's video. Actually, I'm sorry, it's video. I'll add those video clips in to show last year what happened to the bridge, or what happened to all this last year. So you can see how bad it was last year before they patched it with this. So, but all right, we're gonna make our way back around. I wanted to go down to the other bridge that's missing under construction quick, and then probably wrap it up from there. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I want to go check out the steel bridge too. So we'll go check that out now, because that's right over here, and then we'll go back over and check out the other bridge. Hopefully it's not dark by then, but